Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a storytime video on the time a girl told me that I, the Tyra Powell, was never gonna be anything. It is probably one of my funniest moments from high school, so before we get into the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. Okay, y'all, so let me just set the scene for you. I am a junior in high school. I'm in English, and I am in a class with probably about half the class I either know or I am like friends with. I actually had one of my best friends in that class, two of my best friends in that class, and it was so much fun from the start because, you know, in high school, when you have your friends in your class, you're like, okay, like this is our class, and you kind of take it over. That's kind of what happened here. And so we are learning about Macbeth, and we currently have a like student teacher in the class. And he was a mess too, but that's fine. And so one day he brings up this assignment, and the assignment is basically we are all going to fight in the class, which is really just like a quiz contest thing, to basically see who's going to be the queen or king of the class, because it went along with what we were doing in Macbeth. Now, the person with the power in the class has to come up with rules and punishments if you don't do the rules. Now, little backstory on your girl. I do not like people in authority figures telling me what to do, especially because I am generally a very easygoing, nice, cooperative person. I don't ruffle feathers that don't need to be ruffled, but once mine are ruffled, all bets are off. So from the jump, I'm like, this is not my activity. Like, I do not like when people tell me what to do. I'm probably not going to listen to these people, but it is what it is. It's a fun, cool assignment, whatever. So we finally picked the winner of this challenge, and it ends up being this girl. I'm going to name her Mary because I'm not going to say her name. So Mary wins, and Mary's rules are the most outlandish, stupid rules. She's like, don't go on your phone. Don't talk when the teacher's talking. It's like general rules that like we already have, but at the same time, we had set up a class environment by this point because we were about maybe a month or two into this class. So we had already established like that, you know, we could have fun in the class. It wasn't a class where we had to always be stuffy and like not speak. Like her rules right now, they don't seem like they're crazy, but her punishments to the rules were like, go stand in the corner, go sit on the floor, like you'll get a detention, like crazy stupid things, right? And so we're just like, okay, that's fine, whatever. She has these rules, whatever. Like, I'm not doing it, so it doesn't really affect me. Well, it turned out that this girl had a vendetta against me and my best friend Tori, and she literally, like, anything we did, she'll be like, breaking the rules. You couldn't like look at your phone for 2 seconds. Well, yes, you shouldn't be on your phone in school, I get that, but you know, it's a junior year of high school. We're just trying to get through. It was like 2 months until summer. Like, we just wanted to get out. So this girl thinking that she could tell us what to do was just, it wasn't working. But then, guys, she started getting nasty. She would come in, she would try to like, she sat literally next to me, and my best friend sat across the room. And she would just mumble these things under her breath. Like, she would try to tell us what to do, and the entire class would be like, no, not doing that. And she would be like, you guys are so rude. Like, you guys don't pay attention, blah, blah, blah. Like, trying to talk down to us. And I'm like, we're all in the same class. This is like college prep English. Like, you are not like, this is not AP anything. Like, you can chill out and calm down. And the student teacher at the time was like, oh, this is like, take this seriously. Like, you know what I mean? She's the class leader, so blah, blah, whatever. So once we realized that she had a vendetta, then I was getting angry because I'm like, who do you think you are? Like, I don't even know you, and you're coming at me crazy, calling me B words, like saying that we are disrespectful, we're rude, we're like unintelligent, saying all this stuff. So every single day she would come in, she would sit down, she would start her rules, And I was not doing it. I would literally tell her to her face, I'm not doing it. I would tell teachers I'm not doing it. And not in like a disrespectful way. Just like, why is one person the class leader thinking that she can rule over us? Like, I get that it's just like an assignment, but at the same time, she's coming at us crazy and you're not yelling at her. You're only yelling at me because you can hear me. So one day I had enough of it. I was like, listen, like, I'm not doing it. I don't care. She wanted us to like sit on the nasty floor, like in my American Eagle new jeans. Like, honey, you got the wrong one. Don't you know these are designer? Ridiculous. So I was not having any of it. I was like, I don't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. So one day she comes in and she is just, I would have to curse to tell you how she was. Like, she was just on one, doing the most, still berating us, still acting like she's above us all. And the gag is that nobody in the class even liked her. Nobody wanted her to be the class leader. But we thought, okay, she's quiet. She doesn't really, like, you know what I mean? I didn't even know her from a hole in the wall. I was just like, listen, Mary, I don't know what to tell you, but you're messing with the wrong ones, because you're literally making rules. Like, nobody had to take it this seriously. Like, you were taking it way too deep. So like I said, one day she came in and she was just being rude and disrespectful and like trying to call us out on everything, and then throwing tantrums when we weren't following her punishments. And it was getting out of hand. So the teacher, so anytime that anything would happen, I would always look at my best friend Tori from across the room and be like, do you hear what she's saying? Like, do you hear her? Because she's trying to over here sneak diss under her breath, and like, for what? Like say it with your chest. If you're gonna sit here and try to berate us, say it with your chest. And so I was trying to tell my friend that or whatever, and we end up, me, my friend, and this girl get called after class because like my teacher had to try to get like a hold back on the whole class. And so we sit after class, and she's sitting there and she's like, okay, pause. Remember how I told you guys that my first job was Regal Cinemas? Well, what I probably didn't say in that video, or maybe I did, is that I was very close with management at this time, because at this point I had been working there for about a year. I knew all of management, and they, you know what I mean? Like, we had banter back and forth, but I would tell my friends in the class like about like, you know, my experiences there and like what happens between me and management or whatever. And nothing bad. I mean, I had the job for 2 years. Nothing bad. I did nothing bad. But so I really would be just telling my friends, and she would just somehow overhear me saying like, oh, like I got into a fight with my manager or something like that, or like they were being mean to me. So I was like, I'm not doing it anymore, because like I told you guys before, the working conditions at Regal Cinemas were not the best in the world. Like, they had a lot of problems in the way that they managed people. So she uses me saying that, not to her, to other people. She uses that in this instance to be like, she's disrespectful, like she's stupid, she's dumb, she's never, she's so mean to her management. And then she starts crying, bawling her eyes out. And I'm just sitting there, me and Tori, my friend, are just literally sitting there staring at her like, is she really crying? She starts crying. She's like, you're never gonna be anything. You're never gonna amount to anything. And I was just sitting there like, what? Like, and my teacher is still looking at me, trying to give me the problem. Like, this is my fault. And I'm like, she literally just told me I'm never gonna be anything. Bawling her eyes out. And I was like, do I really like still have to be here for this? Like, this is not even like, this isn't doing anything. Like, you know what I mean? Here she is still berating us. And what, I'm supposed to just sit there and take it? Absolutely not. So maybe a week later, so after that moment, I was so over it. I probably got a detention from this whole thing. They definitely called my parents. And when I got to my parents, I was just like, listen, like, I don't understand why one person has to be the class leader. This is not like, we're not in second grade. We don't need a class leader. Like, you're dealing with high school students, telling one high school student that they are superior over everybody else. That's not okay. So then about a week later, new rules get brought up, and my teacher says, you guys can overthrow Mary, if you can beat her in like a contest again. So it was basically like, the contest basically consisted of our teacher asking us questions about the story, and I believe it had a movie too that we watched. Again, it was on Macbeth, and English, is what I was good at in school, right? So he said, you can overthrow her if you can beat her. So basically, I was the spokesperson for the entire class. I think she had one other person with her on her side, and it was me versus her. And we're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, answering all the questions. Guess who won? I beat her, and the entire class was like, yay! Like, we were all like, yes. And I was like, so don't ever tell me that I'm unintelligent. Don't ever try to call me stupid. Don't ever try to whisper under your breath about me, because here's the thing. I don't speak on things that I don't know. And I know this stuff. And so for you to sit there and try to rule me, make this a personal thing, like her rules over, I didn't say this, but her rules over time just became more and more like gunned at me and my friend. And we were just like, for what though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you even doing this? So I won. And here's the thing. I never wanted to be the leader of the class because I don't need to do that. I don't feel like making rules and telling people what they have to do. That was never my gig. I just didn't like the personal vendetta that came out of what she was trying to do. She really let the power of that go to her head, and she really believed that she was the queen. And so I was there to knock her down. Like, you're not the queen of me. You could be the queen of anybody in this classroom. You are not the queen of me, period. And so she was mad and sad, and I took the power and I gave it to this other kid who I knew wasn't going to be crazy. He was like one of my friends at the time. He's just like an idiot or whatever. He had stupid rules and we didn't follow them, and he didn't care. You know what I mean? That was the whole point. And I didn't even take it for myself because I didn't want it. That wasn't the point of why I was trying to prove to her that, like, you're taking this so seriously and it's not supposed to be like that. And so after that, I mean, things got easier because she wasn't the leader anymore. And I felt great because it just proved that I wasn't just running my mouth for no reason. And I wasn't just angry because she's telling me I'm unintelligent or I'm stupid or I'm dumb for no reason. You saying that about me is actually false, because from that class, I got moved to honors because I literally finished that class with like a 96 or higher. Like, that class was easy for me because I understand reading comprehension, and I can write. It was an absolute mess, y'all. Like, honestly, those were like some of the funniest days because I would literally get into class and be like, here we go again. Here we go. Miss Entitled Betsy over here is going to have a field day with literally ruling over us. Like, came at us crazy, y'all. Like, when I tell you I've never had another student do that to me, I have never had another student do that to me. Ever. And it probably won't ever happen again because that's not what I play. I don't like when people tell me what to do. And especially when you're trying to sit here and like point me out, call me out. And it was weird. It felt, I'm not going to say it was racial, but it felt a little racial. This white girl having superior, like this superiority, this entitlement, this like, I'm the queen. Like you're the queen of what? Mr. Whoever's English class in 11th grade? Like, I don't know. And I just thought it was funny that she told me I was never going to be anything because I knew it was a joke back then. I knew it was a joke. I know it's a joke now. And I know in the future it will continue to be a joke. And I can't wait for her to actually see me doing amazingly and be like, isn't that funny? I thought I was never going to be anything. And this is also just like, moral of the story, do not let people tell you who you are. Do not let people dictate who you are. Because it did not rock my core. I felt like I had to fight back on her because I don't let people talk to me any kind of way. You set the standard for how people talk to you. You set the standard for how people engage with you by setting the rules on how you let people enter your life. That's what I was fighting her on. Not because I also thought I wasn't going to make it. I know I'm going to make it, and I knew I was going to make it back then. That wasn't the point. The point is, do not try to rule me because it does not work. Period. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. It was a crazy time. It was a crazy time. Probably one of my funniest moments because she genuinely thought that she like had something on me. And I was just like, listen, you don't affect me, but I will start to affect you. Anyway, y'all, that is a wrap on today's video. I really hope that you guys liked my little story time. I have so many stories, so I can definitely do more. If you have anything you really want me to talk about, leave it in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so that you are notified when I post again. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, beauties.